Welcome to the Global Law Program. You're with Andrew Bird, and we're going to explore all things law today, hopefully entertain you. Today we're going to review the Summary Offences Act 2005, Queensland. Just per the quick review summary, a person must not commit a public nuisance. A person commits a public nuisance if they behave in a disorderly, offensive, threatening or violent way, and their behaviour interferes with the peaceful passage through or enjoyment of a public place by a member of the public. Sections 6 and 46. Other provisions of the Act go on to say a person must not urinate in public, a person must not beg or solicit donations for money or goods in public, exceptions, charity collectors and authorised buskers. A person must not willfully expose his or her genitals in public. A person must not be intoxicated in public. A person must not trespass, unlawfully enter a place belonging to another. A person must not unlawfully possess a thing that is reasonably suspected of having been stolen or unlawfully obtained. A person must not perform tattooing on a minor. Other provisions go on to say a seller must not sell a potentially harmful thing to another person if the seller knows or believes on reasonable grounds that the other person intends to inhale or ingest the thing. A seller of spray paint must not sell spray paint to a minor. A seller of spray paint must display a sign at each point of sale at their retail outlet that shows the selling of spray paint to minors is prohibited. For the exact size and wording of the referred to sign, see Regulation 16 of the Summary Offences Regulation 2006. A person must not disrupt a sporting event by throwing an object. A person must not offer or publicise reward for the return of stolen or lost property that indicates no questions will be asked. The reason for the law is to define particular offences that may be dealt with in a summary way. And then you can look at relevant links, graffiti removal powers, Queensland Police, some forms of Queensland Police, there's provisions about trail bike riding in Queensland, homeless persons information Queensland, and then there's other homeless organisations that can be looked at here. Talking about homeless people, basically there's a great new service that's out in Queensland called Orange Sky Laundry. Apparently it's just gone national. Two 20-year-olds from Brisbane have made this initiative work. The concept is a free laundry mobile service for the homeless. Basically, they want to make a difference for the homeless, and they've got some grants now, so it's going to turn into a national service. So yeah, the van not only provides clean clothes, it improves health for the homeless, makes them feel respected, and reduces strain of resources. So yeah, great initiative. Good to see that actually happen. I thought this was worth mentioning. Skoda through SBS has launched a competition about car companies or car drivers respecting cyclists. So there was a pledge, if you want to enter a competition that you'd pledge to respect, which is 1. I pledge to respect cyclists on our roads at all times. I pledge to use kind words instead of loud horns. I pledge to allow cyclists a berth of 1 metre unless attempting flirtation. But most of all, I pledge to treat cyclists with the respect that all road users, whether two-wheeled or four, deserve. By these actions, I will be helping make our roads a happier and more harmonious environment for all. So yeah, that's quite it's quite nice. It's actually a way to present the law in a better fashion. We have changes to the law to have spaces between bikes and cars. But this is actually a nicer way to put that out to the public. The Queensland Attorney General Yvette D'Arth has released a media statement titled Court Programs to Address Crime Reinstated. The reinstatement of a number of successful court programs is a feature of the government's boost to spending on the justice system in the 2015-16 state budget. Attorney General and Minister for Justice Yvette D'Arth said the government had allocated $32.3 million over the next 4 years to reinstate court diversionary processes. This includes $8.7 million to honour its election commitment to reinstate courts such as the Murray Court and Special Circumstances Court Diversion Program. The re-establishment of these specialist courts will help address the underlying causes of offending and avert offenders from prison by providing them with opportunities to address their offending behaviour, helping to turn their lives around and create a safer community, Mr. said. So yeah, there's a lot of the future of the Queensland justice system is kind of outlined in this media statement, which is quite long, so I encourage you to read it. For those interested in history, particular local history, family history and social history, the In Time and Place Queensland State Conference will be taking place on the 3rd and 4th of October. This is run by the History Queensland, Genealogical Society of Queensland and Queensland Family History Society. This is at Indooroopilly. There'll be keynote speakers, other presentations, group meetings. The website is itap.historyqueensland.org.au. Event that was in the past that was worth mentioning was Democracy is Queensland Different? That was discussion at State Library of Queensland on the 21st of July. Basically, it was a great night with Matt Condon and other and Dr. Lorraine Downer, and there was actually Ian Townsend led the discussion, and it was very insightful about Queensland, the political past, especially Joh Bjelke-Petersen was mentioned a lot. The one good point of the night was media is really the fourth pillar of any democracy, and there was also some mention about because there's no upper house, it's a real kind of importance on the committees in the parliament. Without the strong committee system, it makes a weak government because there's no proper, no review or pressure of the lower house. In accelerating commercialisation news, the Minister for Industry and Science, Ian Macfarlane, announced further funding for 13 innovative Australian businesses under the accelerating commercialisation element of the Entrepreneurs Program. There is a need for Australia to turn great ideas into commercial products to keep up with the global economy, and grants announced today are on top of the 18 Australian companies who recently received funding last month under the Entrepreneurs Program. The $5.1 million in government funding is being matched by businesses themselves, leading to a total value for the projects of $10.2 million. I kind of seen other governments, especially that in Norway, actually do more for startups who can't actually match the government funding to get funding. So it's good that there's more funding available, whether it actually helps those who are trying to start off. I'm not sure. I was very keen on the idea there's a hotline for entrepreneurs. The government actually would help them more directly. Even having a discussion would actually help. So yeah, that's the latest from accelerating commercialisation. Continuing on the entrepreneur topic, the Creative 3 Pitch Business Cup competition for there with QT will be held on the 17th to the 18th September. And then following through with that, the winner will be the Australian resident for the Creative Business Cup. And that's held in Copenhagen. The Creative Business Cup 2015 will take place on November 17 to 18, 2015. To find out more information, go to creativebusinesscup.com. The Global Innovative Youth Conference will be held the 10th of January 2016 to the 16th of January 2016. As per the website globalinnovativeyouth.com. The Law via the Internet 2015 conference will be held in Sydney at the University of New South Wales on the 10th to 11th of November. This is organised by Osley, and the website about the conference is www.lvi2015.org. The Freedom of Access to Information and Resources Fair organisation has a Cooking for Copyright campaign. They're campaigning for copyright law reform. They're focused on the fact that in Australia, copyright is limited to 70 years after the death of the creator for published works, and in particular, they're concerned with unpublished work. Copyrights last forever. So they could include old diaries, letters, company records, thesis, even recipes. It means, as it is, that these valuable pieces of social history are locked away to no one's benefit. They would like the same copyright terms for unpublished works as for published works. So they're seeking recipes from before 1950s, from the 1950s and earlier, to be put onto their Facebook page as a bit of a campaign to petition the Attorney General.
you.